that should be the stream up, started, ready to go. There's a Thursday night once again. Surprised the first stream up is mine. Not usually the case, but that's hello Said. That is the case today. Should also set up the dashboard any minute. How's everyone doing? What, Ryan? How is everyone doing? Waiting, raise the has not been initial. Oh my, didn't want to back out of that. Ah, is that Ahmed? Is that what I've just seen? This httpPyro, look. For God's sake. Let's boom at that. I'm actually going to hold off for a minute. Anyone got any predictions for tonight? There's a few different drivers from usual. I think Bambino could do something today. I got Akebolito back. Hello, M. Mark's back after his surprisingly good showing at Baku, so prediction you're going to crash out. Well, nothing would be new there, M. Nothing would be new there. A few people, also Paulie Orange, new guy here. Could definitely see some people spring surprises tonight. You will wait and see. I don't think Pyro will get points. I don't think I will either. If I get points, that would be pretty impressive. Maybe on Sunday. Maybe on Sunday instead. Either that, I'm going to die at turn 1. One of the two would not surprise me on either side. Seem to be in a place where I'm either getting killed or dying. One of the two. Not actually aware of how many people we are going to have tonight. Can't imagine it being too many more. Shame some people have internet issues and things such as that prevent them from racing. But BR4's 1-2. We're going to be 16. Who are we waiting on? Who are we waiting on? Because we've only in 15 at the lobby at the moment. Donny. Ah, right. Game crashed, I assume. Ryan, no. Oh, God. Nice joke, nice joke. Crossplay disabled this week. I assume it's probably going to be opened up next week. Can imagine that's why we've got some testing to do in the next few days. But while we wait on Donny, a few things that we can talk about, championships, things like that. But first off, F1 Manager game. I haven't had a chance to play it today. How did that look? Anyone play that and enjoy it? Have I seen Sick Boy's chart in GT? Yes, I have. And I also found I also saw when he found out he was out of date. Had a good chuckle. See, Ryan, you picked the Aston Martin one season too early. I think I'm going to take advantage of that and go in the Aston Martin this time round. Shush, oh wait. I don't think I will. I don't think I will. Donnie seems to be taking forever to get his game to function again. On your PC, you have your ALR. Oh, they had the ALR account on. Okay, okay, fair enough. That makes more sense. Also, say he wants some popcorn. Well, to be fair, I would say I'd do the same, but I don't like popcorn, so take that one as you will. Look like we're all but ready to go. Some people are trying to get the telemetry up. Yeah, I already have it. I already have it sorted. Just waiting for those to actually go into the lobby properly, so everything can be sorted out that way. It started raining when you weren't paying attention. Oh, Ryan, what are you doing? I assume that means tier 3 is already gone. Already underway. Oh, we're going to get tier 1 underway now. Start doing 18 minutes worth of quali. 16 in the lobby, I think. Enjoy crashing, Ryan. Enjoy crashing. But yeah, few people here that's looking for a win, I think. I think Paulie Orange might throw a few surprises. Mitchell, obviously, toward the front of the championship. His team didn't qualify for the conference. Yeah, I know. I heard it before. Well, is it like half time? Or is it like half time in that game at the moment or something? Or that finished? He said it kicked off at 7 for him. So yeah, no, that'd be finished. Yeah, no, you doubt. Okay, fair enough. Yeah. How come you're not racing, Samuel? Also, Donnie's going to finish last. Donnie, that would be nothing new. Be absolutely nothing new. We're waiting for some people to get out. Telemetry. Add some FIFA jokes for more... Nah. We don't make FIFA jokes until FIFA is actually relevant. Which is not now. FIFA's not going to be relevant for quite a long time yet. Game doesn't come out for another month, maybe a little bit more. Rain, no rain. No rain expected at all. Looks like Paulie Orange didn't have his telemetry set up, so. Ah, right. That's true. That's true. I keep getting them mixed up. Yeah, apologies, lads. Apologies. But still, question still goes out. Why isn't Samuel racing? I just saw him in chat. The question still goes out. Wasn't wrong with my question, just aimed at the wrong person. Ah, you're on holiday. Okay, fair enough. Also, that needs to be full track. So we can see where everyone else is. You see, Audacity looks like he's going to be the first one to set set a lap. Today he's closest to the line to start off, and then is behind him. First race of the season, I'm pretty sure, 50% wise anyway. See Robin's in here supporting yellow. He might actually have a decent chance this time around. I see a Ferrari having a bit of a problem. I think that's Alu. Maybe a little bit too much of a burnout to warm up his tyres, but round the final corner we go. And here comes the first lap of qualifying. Audacity's going to get us away. And I'm not going to be that far behind. So up the hill we go, up into turn 1. There's straight away a hairpin that's not the easiest to navigate. And then you've got a few, then you've got the S's here at Kota, which are probably a little bit more annoying this year than they were last. Doesn't look particularly great from Audacity, but it doesn't look like his car's sliding, so I guess you take what you can. Goes through the beginning of the second sector now, down the hill, and into the hairpin before the long straight. Of all the tracks, you're glad that you missed this one. Fair enough. I feel like I can't bash this track because I've only won 3 times myself at league races, and one of them have come here, and it's my only win outside of Portimao, so take that one as you will. We go through the end of the second sector here. Audacity at the moment looking to put something decent on the board. So he goes through, not looking forward to Sunday. Well, the less you're looking forward to it, the more I'm looking forward to it, because that means it's easier job for me, provided I don't die in turn 1, didn't even get to turn 1 on Sunday. Audacity over the line now. What time? What's the benchmark? 34.2. I somehow don't think that's going to last very long. Here comes out to the line, 34.3. Alu has spat out in the final couple of corners. There's a McLaren coming through. Which McLaren is that? Looked like Paulie Orange is the one coming through the final corner now. And this is the one I fully expected to take away that benchmark. Yep, 33.9. Look at a few people going around. I think that's Mitchell just in front at the moment. And clearly hasn't got out the way. Wet quality in tier 3. Yeah, Ryan's mentioned that. Swen's got a 34.8. It looks like the AlphaTauri has just gone into the pits, and Mitchell going to go and do a lap now. Oh, a few people saying laps so far. Heidelberg 34th lap. Puts him up to second. Donny 34.3, and I feel like there's a lot of time to be gained here. 33.901 for Bambino. That could be a good shout for the day. Bambino looking to add to his tally already. Same with BR4. BR4, I believe is the championship leader going into this one. Yellow flagged in front. I think that's Alu. Because Mitchell's the one we're looking at the moment. Doesn't look like Mitchell's had many problems going through this lap. He goes through the hairpin at the into the long straight in sector 2. I think we might have a tow given at the moment. Looks like Alu's getting out of the way now, letting his teammate through. As his teammate goes through the end of sector 2 up into sector 3. It looks purple, 130. We'll wait and see until the end of the lap to see whether or not it was actually purple. There goes Mark, 33.6. Wow, Mark means business. Yellow flag for McLaren. Mark means a lot. Mark means business this season. It's a shame he's missed the last 3. But he looks like he means a lot of business. Round the final corner goes Mitchell. Maybe 33. It's a 33.674. You're leading the championship, Samuel. Yeah, I feel like that might not be the case after today because Mitchell and BR4 are racing. What about BR4? BR4 looked like he's all over the place here, to be completely honest with you. He looked like he's about a second and a half down to where Mitchell was. So Mitchell 33.674, Mark 33.698. Both 2 tenths plus ahead of where they are, ahead of the next guy, Bambino, in third. Looks like BR4's backed out of his lap. We might be able to see BR4 go for a lap right about now. Or is he going into the pits? He is going into the pits. You see Bisconnect and Joe, both of them on an outlap at this. That toe for Mitchell looked crazy. It did. You are right. It definitely did. But, I mean, that's the benefit of having a teammate here, I guess. What's happening for Joe? Let's see Joe's lap here then. Here we go. Through the long straight up into turn 1. And then the hairpin at turn 1's going to help Joe out here. Let's see what time he's realistically going to be able to set. Mitchell's only set the fastest sector 3 so far, which, well, enough for a pole, provisional pole at the moment with 10 minutes to go. Joe through the end of sector 1. Looked like purple. 25.3 is definitely purple. It's about purple by about 0.2 of a second. See if he's going to be able to hold that through the second sector and the third sector to come. Goes into the long straight now. And, well, with the pace down the straight, we should be able to see whether or not he's going to be able to set himself up here. Down into the end of the second sector. A 1:02.7, I'm pretty sure that's enough to be like 2 or 3 attempts clear at the moment. It's going to be a good banker lap for Joe, this, that's for sure. But he's been doing this in qualifying all year, and, well, the races have gone the exact opposite of how he would have wanted. He goes through the final 2 corners now, down into the final corner, sharp-ish. 90 degrees to the left, but it is enough for a pole by over 0.3 of a second. 33.3 there for Joe, and that is a very good lap. Audacity looked a little bit shaken through that first sector. He is going quicker though. 0.3 of a second and change as well there for Joe, who currently sees himself well out in front. But as we've seen all season, he did it in Baku where he's 0.3 clear. I'm pretty sure he's been on pole in at least one other race so far this season. Just not being able to capitalize on those poles. And as soon as you have a failure to like actually capitalize on those poles, that's where you've gone wrong. It doesn't matter what you do in qualifying if you're not doing it in the race, basically. Like anyone's had a bit of a spin yet. At the end of the day, there's only one thing that actually matters. That's getting it over the line after the 50%. Qualifying means nothing if you don't make it to the end. Here we go, Audacity to the line now. Well, he goes around the final corner, sorry, and then to the line. The McLaren parks up in the middle of the long straight. 33.8 there for Audacity. It's definitely better. Definitely better. Ake Bolito did a 33.399. Exactly half a tenth down on Joe when in the meantime. It's a very nice lap for Ake. It's enough to put him second. It's enough to cut down Joe's lead to a point where we might have changed what we may think later on, but Ake getting out of the way at the moment for Williams. Here comes Paulie Orange. He is a 10th up at the moment, or 10th and a half up, only enough to move him up to possibly 5th, maybe 6th. Needs to get a little bit of a move on though if he's going to get anywhere near the front. He comes around the final 2 corners now. And down into the final one. The corner to 90 degrees to the left, up to the line. 33.635 is enough to take him into 4th. Heidenberg in the process also did a very decent time. BR4! Wow! 33.2, more than enough at this point in time to do quite a lot of things there. Audacity's going to come into the pits, I'm pretty sure. We've got a few people still doing laps at the moment. Joe's coming to the pits as well. BR4 33-2. Hello, Staber. It feels weird not having you in these races, Staber. I'm not gonna lie. Honestly, it feels weird. Even though you probably end up spinning, but it does feel weird not having you here. We'll see everyone getting caught up alongside everyone's lap, by the way, here. Just a shambled at the moment. It's like Swen's the leader of this pack. Jaguar going over the line. That can't be a decent lap. We'll watch the Aston Martin. Oh, he is. It's a 33.99. It's good for Jaguar. Well, we're going to see it. Now we're going to... Wow, Mitchell, 33.275. It's still weird, Staber. Still weird. But yeah, Mitchell, 33.275. Enough to take him up into second. BR4, Mitchell, and then Samuel all close at the top of the championship at the moment. We'll see how that can swing later on. Don't know why anyone's had any sort of damage so far. Here we go, Bisconnect going through the long straight. I'm pretty sure there's only like 3 or 4 guys left on track. I think Mark's one of them, just started his lap. Jaguar's going in an in-lap, Mitchell's going on an in-lap, so I think there's only 2 people currently setting times. We'll watch Bisconnect's third sector, and then we'll go to Mark, who seems to be putting on a show. Well, he did at the start of this qualifying anyway. Went on provisional pole for a short while. Possibly able to do... Hope Mitch has run out of bad luck. Honestly, you can only have so much bad luck, surely. But here we go. Bisconnect to the line. 33, 34, 34, 6 puts him at the back. What about Mark? Mark is going a lot slower at the moment. Maybe in for an in-lap. Because I just missed it out lap, maybe. As it stands, Yarlos has the quickest second sector. Joe with the quickest first, Mitchell with the quickest third. So BR4 doesn't actually have any of the quickest sectors at all, which I find quite funny for someone currently sitting out on pole. Bisconnect's actually going here for an in-lap. So we're going to sit with Alu. We're going to watch Alu. I see a Mercedes coming out, so that's about to join on his outlap. The fact that Yalo has the fastest sector, it showed there's some promise there for the Haas driver. Have commentated on him when he was in Tier 3 and I was Tier 3 commentator a couple of seasons back, if people remember that. Feels like an age ago that was, though. Here we go, Alu doing a lap now. He comes down the long straight, the uphill into turn 1, down and then into a hairpin and come back down the hill. Then you have a relatively soft right turn, swinging right, and then the S is starting to rear the head. So let's see if Alu's going to be able to actually hold himself through them. He is a 10th quicker than his prior lap, which is going to be able to move in 1 position at the moment. It's closer to the line. It looks like everybody is starting to make their way back out as we head inside of 2 minutes. Inside of the 2-minute warning at this point. Alu's got this, possibly a cooldown lap and 1 more, but we'll wait and see. Not going to be afforded the same luxury. Alu through the second sector, currently saying a 1:03.25. It's about 3.5 tenths quicker, or 3.25 tenths quicker even. It is enough to shift him probably 2 positions up now, maybe above Terminator, who's got a lap of his own started. Come through the third to last, a sweeping right-hander. And invalidates the lap. That's going to be bad timing. Going to be very bad timing there for Alu to invalidate. He's going to have to... Actually, I don't think he's going to be able to set another... I don't think he's going to be able to set another lap unless he goes straight away again. Which quite unfortunate for Alu, and the Ferrari not going to enjoy that qualifying. Now down into the long straight and an absolutely abysmal exit. Too much throttle too quickly. And any sort of lap he might have been able to put together here might have just been dead. Yeah, and he invalidates as well to go with it. Who's the closest person now? What about Audacity? Is Audacity close? He is. He is also a 10th up. It is enough to move in one position, maybe two as well. You go down the straight now. Time to find people backing everyone up in the final sector, in the final couple of corners now. And I don't think people understood what space looked like. Yellow flagged entirely everywhere. Someone's binned it there in the end of the first sector. I think they have anyway. But whatever that Aston Martin's done now, that's the end of his qualifying. It's Bisconnect, who hasn't got to the line. I don't think Ake Bolito is going to be able to do an awful lot either. But we're going to watch Audacity to the line now, because he is the closest person. And we'll go back from here. Ake, I'm pretty sure it's Ake behind him, actually. We'll see to the line. Audacity, 33, 4 is enough for 5th. Ake is actually not there, so it's Bisconnected coming to the line now. There's a Haas. Oh, Heidelberg's out. Heidelberg's out. Ferrari's pulled up. I think that might be Alu. Might be our 4th day here, you know. Oh, there's Bambino, 34-6. Is that Mitchell coming to the line now? Swen as well. If Swen doesn't improve enough to move position, Mitchell to the line now. Is it going to be enough? It is! It's 171. Here we go. Are we going to get anyone to change that? Paulie Orange at 33-0. Is enough for Paul of the 10th. Well, that's invalidated. That had to be invalid. No, it's not invalid. He comes out the final corner now. Here we go. That's going to be not enough. That's a spin. BR4, they are able to do anything. Ake on his lap. B spun originally, so his lap is dead. Alu's not going to do a time. Mark does it off for 5th with a 33.375. Is Joe going to... No, Joe isn't. His lap is not good enough. A Jaguar was in the pit. Ern's lap was atrocious. And, well, that means on his ALR debut, Paulie Orange sits on top of the grid. 33 flat. Mitchell sits along the front row with him, though. BR4 in 3rd, and the championship might take another swing today. It's definitely possible that as we go along, we might have a few people that was there in the the front of the championship extend a lead or something of that nature. We saw people extend track limits forever, apparently. Half a second in the... Yeah, you can say you had half a second there. One that would only take you up to, I think, what, maybe 9th? And, 2, you didn't find it, so you're starting 13th. There's a lot that you need to do from there. But, as I said earlier on in qualifying, it doesn't really matter. Where you are now doesn't really matter. What's the gap between time trial and online lobbies? Don't think it's that much. Think about 3-4 tenths of a second, maybe? It'd be somewhere in the region of between 3 and 5 tenths of a second, I reckon. Yeah, so somewhere around that. Depends how well you're doing your quality. Wow. 32.2-ish in time trial. Well, it's a shame you aren't driving here then, isn't it? Because you would have been able to put yourself somewhere around pole. It looked like fastest first sector went to Paulie Orange. It looked like Yarlow's... Oh no, Donnie got the fastest second sector. It looked like Mitchell got the fastest third. Oh, Mitchell. I don't think he did. I don't know why I thought he was doing 32.7s or somewhere around that nature. I didn't think he was that high. Well done. So championship mode, championship point at the moment. Could something around that, I think. I could be completely wrong, but that's unless you're gonna go and check the time trial times, I wouldn't be able to tell you properly. So there is no damage. Well, not no damage. Sorry. Formation lap is on, and there's no rain at all today. We'll see a few people go on the hards, BR4 on the hard, so it's going to be a hard medium strategy, or medium hard, vice versa, whichever way you want to play the card. Game having a little bit of a glitch there. You see the ground go a little bit like the void. So, Paulie Orange on pole. Mitchell sits alongside him at the front row, and well, if you could get a good start, that's not as much of an advantage as Paulie Orange might have thing, but it's always nice to be on pole. BR4 sits on the second row with Joe, who his mistakes have to stop eventually, right? I know he had a podium at one point in the championship, or thereabout. But he's got his mistakes have got to end at some point. Mark in fifth, who's trying to re-engage what he did in Baku, try and put himself towards the championship, even though he's only on race number 2 for him, but race number 5 in total. Bolito and Ake in 6th, sits alongside him on the front row. Audacity and Heidelberg sit out the 4th row, and Heidelberg has span there on the oh, well, there goes Jaguar. Maybe a little bit up. Paulie Orange jumped his grid box. Looks like Heidelberg trying to sort himself out. Bambino and Donny there. Yarlo, Jaguar in 12th. Terminator's jumped his grid spot. Swen decided he didn't want to drive into his grid box normally. And there you go, everyone else looks situated pretty nicely. I can't go on to Paulie Orange because it's not going to give me the chance. There's 5 red lights. As lights out, away we go. Somebody's ghosted into high heavens, but we're going to see. Can I get a good camera angle this time? It looks like Paulie Orange has got away really nicely. It looks like Marcus as well. BR4 and Mitchell into the hairpin turn 1. There's a flying Aston Martin in the background, and Mitchell with BR4 on the inside there is going to hold second. It looks like Joe's going to try and make something stick in 4th, but just a little bit too far back. Mark not that far back on Joe, and we got a few people spinning there. Looked like Ake has crashed almost immediately on the race, and well, as soon as that happens, you're not gonna enjoy your time. It looks like Joe gets down the side of BR4 there, but BR4 down the inside into the long straight, sorry, and well, it looks like Joe was able to switch back in there. That was a pretty nice move. It looks like Audacity, Mark, Joe and BR4 all going at it at the moment. BR4 able to take that position back. Joe goes to the inside once again. Audacity going to the inside this time as well. And it looks like BR4 has lost the position to Joe for sure. Audacity around the long way. And here comes Mark down the inside. And here goes the Red Bull. And here comes BR4 down the inside in a little bit of contact. It looks like BR4 lost a couple of positions there. Mark made an extraordinary move down the inside. It looked like Audacity was able to hold him for long enough. BR4 gets back in front of Mark, and it looks like Heidelberg's going to try and take a shot at him as well. Paulie Orange gets a 1.5 gap on Mitchell immediately. BR4 looking to make something happen here with Heidelberg, who's gone... Well, Heidelberg goes past him pretty easily there into turn 1. Few people changing position at the back. Terminator drops to 15th, Yarlow up 1, Bisconnect and Jaguar also swapped positions. And we've got a few people within shooting range at the moment, I think. Everyone seeming to keep everyone at arm's length. Heidelberg at BR4, that might end up getting switched around just purely because of championship ranking at the moment. Maybe team orders helping to help BR4 later on. And Joe! Well, there's another mistake! This time it's not going to cost him a race or anything, but that is a lot of throttle and a big mistake to make when you're getting out that hairpin onto the long straight, because the acceleration just isn't there after you do that. That's a lot of things that could have gone wrong. He's avoided the worst, managed to save it. Here comes Bambino the long way round in BR4. Doesn't actually get the move to stick. He's going to hold himself back. It looks like Yarlow. Yep, Yarlow's spun, and to the back he goes. Mitchell 1.7 seconds at the, a second to Paulie Orange, who seems to be in control at the moment. Audacity in third. Yellow flag in sector 3. It's Jaguar who drops to the back now as Yarlow's going to go on through. DRS has now been enabled, which isn't going to help because half the grid's in a DRS train. Joe lost time to Audacity there, lost a position to Audacity as well, after a big mistake that he managed to save. And well, we asked at the beginning, well, at the end of qualifying, how long is it going to be before Joe just stops making mistakes? The answer is longer than race 5. Mark in 5th at the moment, a little bit further back off Joe, but everyone in a DRS train down to Swen. DRS is not going to be impactful for quite some time. See 1.8 seconds now between Paulie and Mitchell. Let's see, Audacity will enjoy himself in third while he can. Joe looking to the inside. Doesn't actually get the inside. Looks like a couple of people broke their front wings. Bambino broke his wing and Ake broke his wing as well. It doesn't look like they were broken too badly though. Maybe lime green are the best. Joe is closing in on Audacity. Shouldn't be too long before he regains that position back. But when you lose that kind of time on the guys in front, you're not going to enjoy yourself. There's still got a long way to go though. Mitchell 2 seconds behind Paulie Orange, who seems to be in a very comfortable position out in front. Joe with the I don't look like it might have been DRS there, yeah, but not able to actually make anything stick. Williams holding him off for a little while longer. Not sure how long for. Maybe to the back straight in sector 2. That's about as good as Audacity is going to get here, I think. Everyone down to well, not but down to Bisconnect, all in this DRS train we see from third backwards. I would say we should be able to see some overtakes happen soon, but it's going to have to be a skill thing. And Donny up the hill had a bit of a mistake there, and Donny's going to be the one that goes into the wall, and I think that might be to the back of the grid as well. You see Jaguar pull up alongside him, Jaguar to the outside of that lot, and Joe makes easy work of Audacity down the straight with the use of DRS. A lot of things happened there. One positive for AlphaTauri getting up into third. One negative at the AlphaTauri drop to the back. Gets 3 seconds worth of track limit penalties after his fight with Ake. It looks like we have a few separated thing now. We might only have the drain come from Joe P3 all the way down to P8 now. Heidelberg and Marcus Span there. Got off the weird way at the end of on the sweeping right. I'm not entirely sure how he's managed that, but we are losing people from this train left, right and centre at the moment. It looks like the top 3, well, the top 2 in particular are gone. They seem to be clear. They're going to be fighting for that bottom step of the podium at the moment. Well, it says player 15 on mine is broken, so I think that might be Donny. Yeah, it's Donny. So it looks like Donny's broke his front wing. He has. Got none. If Mitchell doesn't get a time penalty for corner cutting, I'll give him a couple round of beer for free. Okay, well, I'm holding you to that. I'll bring that up in a post race. And it looks like we still have people within DRS range. Bambino looks like he might be the one that may be able to get something going. But at the moment, nobody seems to be going close enough anyway. And Ake, here we go, to the inside. Ake's gone very wide, and there goes Yarlo as well. Yarlo taking major advantage of what opened up in front of him. It was pretty nice, a nice move there from Yarlo. Yellow flag in sector 3. It looks like Heidenberg's had a moment. He has. He's dropped behind Sven. Heidenberg to 9th. And we're losing people left, right, centre. BR4 back up to 5th because of the people spinning in front of him. But he is liable to an attack from Bambino behind in the next sector or two, who seems to be flying. Both of which are on hard tyres, both of which seem to be in a very nice position, but seemingly way too far back to make an imprint in this race. Got a little bit of a train forming between Alu and Disconnect. Mark might be slowly gaining there. He definitely has the pace to gain, but don't know how his confidence would be doing after the spin. They've got 3 people train here. So I'm looking a little bit too far outside the DRS range to make an impact. Like he's outside the DRS again. Bambino looking with DRS, maybe to get close enough. Is within half a second now. It looked like Heidenberg and Sven. It looked like Heidenberg's going to get down the inside there and get it done before the corner even hits, actually. Heidenberg back up into 8th after his own mistake there. It doesn't look like he's going to be, well, probably going to be annoyed with the mistake, but not too annoyed with the fact that he's recovered rather quickly. Bambino within within 4 tenths now. As soon as I say that, he drops behind 4 tenths, but with DRS might be able to make something happen soon enough. Go through the final corner. Pretty sharp, that final corner. It's 7 and it's a 3/4 of a second sitting up the hill. And DRS is not going to be able to bring him anywhere near close enough. If anything, Bambino is now being pulled in by Yalu in 7th, rather than being able to attack BR4 in 5th. We've got a little bit of a train forming and not an awful lot happening in the overtake department in the last 2 laps. Still got all 16 left in the race though, which is rather surprising. Audacity still held on to the back of Joe as well, who, well, had his minor mistake earlier. It would have been a major mistake had he not caught the car. Maybe. Here comes Bambino. He's got DRS. He's going down the straight, and it should be easy work. It is going to be easy work. Down before the corner. Up into 5th. Bambino goes. Clears BR4. He should be able to start to put some separation in a minute. It's like maybe Yarlo and yep, Yarlo with the inside line into the end of sector 2, and is able to make himself move up yet another position up to 12th. Had a moment at the beginning of the race, has recovered all right at the moment. Still wait and see. Seems to be dropping behind rapidly already. About a second separating the two. Here we go, Heidelberg and Alu. Down the inside, it's a brave move there from Alu. As you don't usually see a lot, brave move by Heidelberg there on Alu, sorry. You don't usually see a lot of moves happen in the final corner of the race, I'll say that much. It looks like Alu dropped the position to Heidelberg, who now takes 7th. It looks like Sven might be looking to take the position of Alu as well. Heidelberg 1.6 seconds behind BR4, who seems to be in his own little fight here with Bambino in 5th. Doesn't seem to be doing an awful lot with it though. Audacity still within the RS of range of Joe, but for how much longer we'll wait and see. We're on lap 8, 2.3 seconds separates Orange and Mitchell. Joe currently sits 3.6 seconds behind the Ferrari. And that Ferrari will be pretty happy with what's going on in this race so far. Obviously you want to win, but if you can't win, second will do. DRS just not powerful enough to force an overtake down the straight there, as we've got a major train forming. We're on lap 8 of 28. Pit stops should happen in the next maybe 6 or 7 laps, maybe a little bit more, especially if you're going onto the hards, vice versa if you're not. Do have Bisconnect actually getting really close to Sven now. It looks like Audacity is closing that gap to Joe. Here we go, Bisconnect is right on the gearbox of Sven. The Aston Martin, the Alpine, looking for things to happen here. Closing in also on the Ferrari of Alu in front of them. Heidelberg at the moment a bit too far off the back of BR4 for DRS, which is going to leave him open sooner or later. But BR4 and Bambino still within DRS range. It looks like Audacity has closed the gap from the last lap. Well, it seems like he does. Oh! Maybe there's a mistake there. It looks like there was a mistake by Joe again, because there's no reason that Audacity should have closed that gap so quickly. Joe made a mistake again. Up the hill this time. And I'm not entirely sure what he's doing here. Maybe that's just to break the toe. He looks to try and hold off Audacity until the end of the straight. They're going to pull alongside each other. Joe's going to have the inside line though. Maybe a switchback attempt. Maybe Audacity's just too far back, and he is. Bambino and BR4 the back of the shot there. Close, but not yet close enough for an overtake to happen. Joe very clearly made a mistake. He also lost 2 seconds worth of time to Mitchell, who is very, very comfortably in no man's land there in second. And Paulie Orange seems to be in complete control of this race from literally the word go all the way to lap 10 as we're currently on. Bambino and BR4 closing in. There's a few people in that train close but not close enough. Audacity now within 6/10, so just dropped outside of that and more toward the 3/4 of a second mark. BR4 6/10 of a second behind Bambino, who currently sits in 5th. There'll be a big day for Mitchell in the championship, that's for sure. But the longer we go, the more Paulie Orange is going to be able to do something. And Joe's made another mistake up the hill. He's made another mistake, and well, we talked about it all the way through qualifying. And the conversations are going to continue to roll on. Joe has made another mistake, and it looks like there's another incident between Joe and someone else there in the background, this time between Joe and Bisconnect. Bisconnect comes off far worse. Maybe a little bit of a clip. Alu and Sven going at it. Sven gets the move done before the corner, only thought he had. But Alu's going to pull alongside it. Sven went deep into the corner. Now the inside line for the Alpine. Just going to squeeze the Ferrari a little bit, and it spins in the process. Sven's going to lose a couple of positions. Alu's going to take 7th back, and he's going to leave Mark with the ability to have a shot sooner or later. Audacity 6.5 seconds out behind second, and 1.8 seconds ahead of third. Currently in no man's land. He'll take his place in third. He'll quite enjoy that. Joe's mistakes have come back to haunt him yet again. Huge talking point in the season, that his mistakes are just going from bad to worse at this point. Any chance? I know he took traction control off at the start of the season, I'm pretty sure. But he is, his races are going from bad to worse. Donny also taking a spin there. It's been a huge lap to forget for the AlphaTauris. We're only 5 races into the season and those AlphaTauris have become a huge talking point in the season. Huge storyline. One where we posed the question every single week at this point. He had one, but we still see the mistakes evident in Joe's game. Mark and Alu going at it now. Yellow flag in sector 2, and Erm's out. Erm's crashed in the S's. I'm not entirely sure how, but he's crashed in the S's. Maybe a safety car. Possibly some sort of something. Maybe a little bit off the side. Not entirely sure. Donny goes through up into 15th. We've finally lost our first person in this one. Despite all the spins, despite all the driving at the moment. Oh, so Heisenberg almost bit at the safety car coming out. Mark and Nalu are going to buy it, and they're going to go on to, well, I assume hard tyres. It can only be hard tyres. This is going to be nice for those, the free pit stop for them. Also, it's not the worst track after Japan and Portugal. No, I refuse. You're insulting me at this point. Looked like a bunch of people came into pit. Disconnect and Ake. That's a double stack. That is a double stack of the highest proportion. But one that doesn't really matter an awful lot because of the safety car. BR4 up into 5th. The gap that was there for Paulie Orange is going to disappear. The gap that was there for Mitchell Audacity is going to disappear. So BR4 might be brought back into this race as a whole. He's not going to pit though, because the mediums probably wouldn't last the rest of the race. The guys at the back, the guys from back might just have been able to take everything quite nicely here, as they're going to be able to do something later on. They're all coming through the final sector now. I assume the pit stop coming from the medium drivers almost immediately as they get to the line. But hard to fuck. Well, difference is you're not going to swear at the YouTube chat. I will. Unless I get told not to, and then I will. But it looks like people are biting. Here we go into the pit lane. Oh, that's interesting. Bambino's coming into pit. So is BR4. Maybe thinking it's just too much of a loss. Maybe feeling like they have to take this pit stop now. Maybe slightly got held up there as well. Double stack here for the Alfa Romeos onto the medium tyres. I don't know if those medium tyres would make 60 laps, but we're about to find out. Nonetheless, don't have a choice, yeah. Well, you could, I mean, you do have a choice. You could try and bank for a safety car later, but it's a risky one. I think both sides of the coin is risky, I think. I think it's easily possible. They'll have 30, 40 laps. You still take a decent amount of wear under the safety car. You still take a good 2 or 3 laps of wear under the safety car. Depending on, obviously, how long the safety car stays out. With this field today, spins galore at the moment. Also, Joe went on to... Joe double pitted, I guess? He pitted earlier, I know that much. He's gone back onto one lap old hards. I think the hards will be in a far, far better position at the end of this race than the medium guys will be. I don't think those mediums will be very inviting to drive on at the end of this race at all. Again, could be wrong, but I don't think they will be. Like, Donny's not going to pit, obviously, to just take to the end of the race on the hards he already had. I don't know. I don't know. You might be right. You might be right. We did see earlier how the medium runners were able. Yeah, I was about to say the medium. I was about to say the medium runners were definitely advantaged over the hards earlier on. But when you got into the middle of the race, like 7, 8, 9, you could see the guys behind were not making a substantial move into those guys with hard tires. DRS was obviously a thing at that point, but we saw the longer you went, the harder it was on those medium tires to make some sort of inroads on the hard. So I don't know. I think Mitchell and Paulie Orange will still have this. That's my personal opinion, but it's certainly going to be a blitz by Bambino and BL4 early on. They have to get it done early on. Because if they don't get this move done early on, then they aren't getting this move done at all. Audacity dropped behind BR4 and Bambino. A few people there gaining a few positions. We saw Terminator crash, and we saw Joe make a number of mistakes in this one. One thing to show, if we had press and everything like that, creating storylines, everything like that, Joe would definitely be at the forefront. But this championship might just get a little more interesting. Someone had damage. Bambino had damage to his front left. Well, his front wing, the left side. Doesn't look like anyone else actually had damage. They got their sort of thing sorted. Safety car coming in this lap. Bambino still, on my screen anyway, a decent chunk behind Mitchell and, or was a decent chunk behind Mitchell and Paulie Orange. So I'm just going to hang off the back of that McLaren at the moment, knowing that McLaren's going to hang off at some point. You're going to have to do it soon because that safety car will have to come in. He's going to get caught up if he doesn't. There you go, you can see the safety car starting to come in now. We might be able to see the guys going, but Paulie Orange is going to lead us back in. Everyone bunched back up, and here we go again. We saw chaos the first time round. We're going to see chaos the second time round. Maybe something just happened there. It looks like Paulie Orange is away quickly. Already has a second gap on Mitchell, who just clearly didn't get the go there. Bambino looking to make something stick early. He's going to have to. Mitchell definitely sleeping. Bambino's looking for it. We go into the S's, but he's not going to be able to get it done early. Cold tards are not a problem now because they're going to be warmed up quite nicely. You don't lose the time for that under the safety car. Mitchell seemingly getting a little bit away from Bambino now. It's over half a second. Those medium tires not hanging up at the moment. It's 1.2 seconds currently between Mitchell and Paulie Orange. You see everyone slowly going through. As we restart here, no, still haven't fixed the audio glitch. Yeah, no, that's still there. It's actually worse now. No DRS. He's got the slipstream though. Bambino looking for it. Mitchell's going to close it off. Audacity looking for it. BL4 just too far ahead. Bambino just not able to do anything. Yeah, the dive bomb! Down the inside goes Bambino, and it looked clean. And it was clean. Mitchell going to fight it back immediately down the inside of the following corner. Mitchell now in the hand of BR4. And maybe those medium tires are going to get something done. But it's allowed for Orange to get a long way in front. You see it's, well, very clearly on a flyer at the moment. BR4 needs to get a move on. Samuel saying he wouldn't mind contact before. Oh, he almost got it! He almost got it as well! BR4 deep into the corner and almost wiping out Mitchell. That was millimeters away from a collision. And I don't think that Mitchell would have been happy. I think Samuel would have been pretty nice with that one, but Jesus Christ, that was too close for comfort. Mitchell hanging on the back of Bambino at the moment, who's 1.5 seconds behind Orange and has to get a move on. Otherwise, Orange is going to have a nice position at the end of this. Medians and hards almost the same way already. BR4, 4.5 tenths. Looking at the moment, but not able to get close enough to make anything happen. Same with Audacity. Behind Akebelio and Bisconnect to the middle of the field for 10th. They're two going at it. Looks like Yarlo's going to be on the back of Bisconnect as well. BR4 not able to get close enough to Mitchell. Audacity was looking for it again. And Audacity seems to be having a good day at the office today. Is Bambino's wing broken? Bambino's wing is damaged. It is not broken. Bambino's wing is slightly damaged. It's like 5%. Oh, that's what my telemetry is saying to me anyway. It would be about 5%. So lime green at the very worst. DRS now enabled. Bambino sets the partial 2.2 seconds back on that Haas, and well, the people who said the medians had a good advantage early on were definitely right. We'll see how long they last, though. We'll see how long that advantage lasts, because it could be one that deteriorates quickly. 2.1 seconds now between the Ferrari and the Haas, who is now within the within the DRS range of that McLaren. Is he going to be able to do anything? DRS is now obviously enabled, so Bambino's going to get a shot. He's within half a second, or was for a second there. Jaguar gets his time penalty, the first one of the race so far. It looked like with 8 tenths of a second, maybe the exit on the corner was just not good enough for that Haas. BR4 on Mitchell. And that's not good news for Mitchell in the championship, and he's going to fight that back immediately, but BR4 has got in front. BR4 has got in front. We'll see what happens towards the end of this race, though. 11 laps still to go. Looks like Mitchell and Audacity might end up fighting eventually if Mitchell can't get those hards working as well as he would have wanted. Bambino closing in. He's just rapidly closing in at this point. That Haas has put a target on the back of the McLaren, and is very thoroughly going for it now. He has got to get it done soon, though. BR4 closing in as well. The group behind all have DRS. Ake's closing in on Swen for 9th. Maybe something into turn 1 here. These two going to go at it. Ake's got the inside line, and Ake's got the position as well as a result. And he's going to hold that position from Swen for just a little while longer. They go through the S's, and Swen's not going to be able to do anything about this. It's holding in. Mitchell has cleared enough time from Audacity now. DRS not going to affect Mitchell anymore. He's going to have it, but it's not going to be chased down with the guy behind with it. He loses time on the something setup related. It has to be setup related. Looks like Paulie Orange is running some very low wings because Bambino's closing through the rest of the lap. Also, doesn't help that the tyres on that McLaren are a lot better at the moment than the tyres on that Haas. Haas's tyres probably start falling off in about 4 or 5 laps time. Currently already at 21%. Mitchell hasn't cleared Audacity now, but BR4 has cleared him. Or had for a moment in time anyway. And they're going to go down into the second to last. And now the last. Mitchell's going to get DRS, but just about. And he opens up the DRS. Same with Audacity. Not going to be able to close anywhere near enough, though. Here's Bambino here within 3 tenths. Maybe saving the DRS for a yeah, maybe. Maybe. He is closing in. You can see on every lap that goes by, but he's running out of time. He is running out of time very quickly. We look at the... Bambino ERS is low. That is low. And Paulie Orange has saved up pretty much his entire tank, so it doesn't look good for Bambino here. It will eventually, but when those mediums start to drop off, if those mediums start to drop off, he's not going to have a fun time with this. The guys in 4th and 5th are slowly dropping off the back of BR4. Not enough for it to make a lot of difference. Heisenberg and Mark, maybe Mark down the inside on Heisenberg. And it looks like the Red Bull has got in front. It has, but there comes the Diamond down the inside. He's kept his wheel in. He's still alongside. Mark with the inside of the following corner, though, has definitely got the room. Has definitely got the speed. And definitely had the racing line as well. There's a collision between the two. Heisenberg into the back of Mark. Not entirely sure what Heisenberg was doing there, but he's avoided damage. Not entirely sure how he done that as well. Mitchell closing in on that medium tyre. On that hard tyre, on the medium tyre, sorry. Has to make the pass of the second, end of the second or end of the third. He's got to get something going. He certainly has. Yellow flag in sector 3 for an AlphaTauri. It's Donny. And the AlphaTauri goes from bad to worse to somehow even worse. As Donny, with his 3-second time penalty, is now right at the back. Heavily right at the back. And probably going to need a safety car to save him this time. Mitchell's closing that in. Maybe those medium tyres are starting to fall off quicker than we anticipated. BR4 not able to do anything yet. Mitchell able to close him in. Bambino not able to do anything on Paulie Orange either. Heisenberg is the old name of Boba Fett. I haven't got used to calling him Boba Fett yet. I do apologize. I used to commentate Heisenberg Boba Fett's tears. Beforehand, I called him that. I haven't really switched, and I don't think he's mad about me not switching. I think he would have brought that up by now, but yeah, I will try to get better with that, but I know him as Heisenberg now, so I feel better calling him Heisenberg. He also rolls off the tongue a lot easier. But as we go, Bambino's still hanging on to the back of that McLaren. Whether or not he's going to be able to do it very well now is up for question. There's already above 30% on the tyres. Mitchell within three-quarters of a second of BR4 as well, but BR4 seems to be able to pull away in some of the corners. 2.8 seconds they'll be behind Bambino. And BR4's time is just not translated onto these medium tyres. Or it certainly hasn't the way Bambino's has anyway. He's closing. Mitchell closes up through the hill, through the up of the hill, going up the hill. Sorry, purely because it looked like BR4 is a little bit shaky, but he has gained 0.4 of a second in that one corner. Bambino not able to do anything yet. It looked like Paulie Orange is still never really in doubt. I know I try and make it look like it's been in doubt, but that looked like a little bit of a slide there from the McLaren. A slide that he's not going to want to do if he's going to be able to hold off that Haas. Along we go. The easier the McLaren's job, the Orange's job is going to be. Bambino was within half a second. Closed up in yellow flag in sector 3. Yellow flag in sector 3 is an Aston Martin, and it's Ake Bolito who has spun at the long sweeping right-hander. Again, it's not good news for him. His day has just not gone anywhere near as he had planned. They go up into no safety car. We have had a safety car already, but it doesn't look like he's crashed out of the race. It looks like when you have a crash there, it's seemingly kind to you, the game. Yarlo and Joe, we're actually going to see this. They're going to go fighting through the S's, which is never usually a great idea. It looks like Joe's just hanging off the back of him at the moment. We'll see Mitchell rapidly closing in on BR4. Now within 4/10 of a second. That's not been as close as that since the overtake when the safety car originally came in. We've got a train forming here. Joe to the inside and clobbers into the back of Yellow. It's more, well, it's not a clobber, but more of like a love tap, but it's enough to send Yellow a little bit too far in front for Joe to make anything off now. Alu 5 seconds off the back of Heidenberg in 7th. And, well, I think that's Alu's race. With the guys behind instead of the guys in front. 6th, 5th, and 5th, 6th, and 7th all separated by just over a second from each other. Mitchell 6/10 of a second behind BR4 and Bambino closing in. Audacity just gets 3 seconds. Is Bambino going to do something eventually? There's Joe again! Joe has gone again! And that's spin number 4. If you include the half spins at the top of the hill and then the bottom of the hill respectively. Earlier on in the thing, there's 4 mistakes at the very least for Joe today, who's just not been able to string anything together. That's just been the story of his season. Bambino is still hanging on to the back here. BR4 losing time rapidly to Bambino, now 3.4 seconds. The medium tyre is up towards 50% as we head into lap 23, or we're in the middle of lap 23, sorry. Heading toward lap 24. Those medium tyres are going to be the range of 70s and 80s puncher territory by the end of this race, I think. Those hards still round about 35%. What's happened with Alu here? Looks like Alu and Yalo went at it. Yalo got off the better there. He hards up into the corner. He's going to hold into 10th. Hold on to 10th. And Bisconnet's going to be in 9th at the moment. He tries to charge down Swen, but has a penalty as well. The guys behind him might take advantage of that later on. We've still got 4/10 of a second splitting the front two. And these two are still going at it. DRS is going to help Bambino. Down the straight, that McLaren is still a rocket ship. But Bambino now looks to the inside. Maybe a dive bomb. Maybe to the inside of turn 1. They're alongside each other now. But the inside line is going to hold the McLaren clear for at least another sector. Just a little bit longer in the favour of McLaren. And in the favour of Orange. And, well, Bambino's gonna have to try and muster up all he can for another shot. He took it there in turn 1. He missed it. And he, well, another swing and a miss for number 1. Maybe he gets another couple of strikes at it later on. Mitchell and BR4. Maybe DRS is gonna help the Ferrari here. The Maflari, I don't know what car that is. There's still a bunch of people in a train back in the middle of the field from about 8th downwards. Mitchell not able to do anything. Bambino not able to do anything. Is anything going on into the final corner of sector 2 between Swen and Bisconnect? No, it's not. It doesn't look like anything further back is happening either. So we go into the final sector of lap 24, heading toward lap 25. And those tyres are now 50% plus on the mediums. It doesn't look like Bambino's close enough. He's got to save up again. He's got to try something else, because what he's doing at the moment isn't working. Yellow flag in sector 3. I think it's an Aston Martin again. It is an Aston Martin again. I think that's Ake Bolito that's gone. Not particularly great for him. Maybe into turn 1. Bisconnect slightly too far back to make a lunge at it though. They're going to go through the S's, so nothing really going to happen here. Mitchell looking at BR4. Donny gets 5 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. And Mitchell is really looking at BR4 now. Headed into a hairpin. Those medium tyres just do not serve BR4 as well as he would have hoped. The two title rivals at this moment in time. Bearing in mind that Samuel isn't actually racing today, so these two, the top of the mountain here, going at it to try and be the top of the mountain, going into Miami in a week's time. And it looks like Mark and Audacity there, they're going to go at it. Audacity with the inside line, maybe the long way around with the Red Bull. Those two are going to fight it out, and the inside line for the Red Bull is going to work again. No switchback attempt for Audacity and Mark, seemingly. Oh, there goes Heisenberg! Maybe pushing too hard to try and get himself alongside, and that's a safety car! That's a safety car! 5-second penalty for disconnect, and Mark's going to go into the pits onto soft tyres. Everyone else was too close. I think Audacity didn't bite. And this is a late safety car. However, I think it might come in at the end of the lap. Not entirely sure. I don't think the safety car is allowed to be out longer than 2 laps on the end of the race, I don't think. I could be wrong. I'm about to find out if I am wrong. If I am not wrong, though, a few people have pitted just... yeah, that's what I thought. That's my thinking as well. Well, everyone's going to pack back up, though, so those medium tyres, if they are as dead as what my telemetry is telling me, they might have problems now. Paulie Orange, his race did look under threat from Bambino. Up into turn 1 on lap 24. It did look under threat. Bambino took a strike. He swung, but he missed. He might get a second shot. He might not get a second shot. We'll see on the safety car restart. Maybe it comes in now. Those hard tyres are certainly in a better place. However, it seemed like a couple of people have got to the back. Safety car in this lap, as I thought it would be. We've got to get 2 racing laps, and everyone who pit is going to be too far back for it to matter, I think. Well, minus Mark, who was in 5th. The real question is, can he get to 5th in 2 laps to make that look like an alright decision? If not, then, well, I guess it's a gamble that did not work. It's a gamble he might have not had to take either. Here we go. We're going to be led back in by Orange. Mitchell was caught sleeping last time. It gave Orange enough of a gap. This time it's Bambino following the back of him. When is Orange going to go? And he's gone. He's gone now, just before the final corner. He hasn't caught Bambino sleeping, that's for sure. It doesn't look like he's caught BR4 sleeping either. And we're gone into the final couple of laps of this race. Oh, and it looks like Bisconnect lost his car through the final corner there. It doesn't look like we've had an awful lot of fighting going into the first one either. Mitchell's close, but Mark's the closest at the moment. Mark and Jaguar are going to go fighting. Mark's just going to need to get as many moves done as quickly as he possibly can get them done. No DRS for the rest of the race, that is true. No DRS, but we still possibly have a line or a shot or 2, something going to happen. Mark down the long way! He's going for it again. We saw him though down the inside earlier on in the race with a beautiful move. This time with a late break and around the outside of Jaguar has done it again. This time up to 9th, and he's got a long way to go to make that look like a good shot. But Heidelberg maybe in front of Mark as well, a bit too deep into the corner. We saw the Red Bull with the late break there again, down the inside this time. He's going to have that though. The Red Bull's going to be able to hold that this time. Down the inside goes the Alfa Romeo actually. But the exit is definitely one that belongs to that Red Bull. Audacity's closing in on the back of Mitchell, who just hasn't been able to get close enough to BR4 yet. Maybe penalties at the end of this race might come into play, but at this point in time, there's no real threat. Alu and Mark, and maybe those soft tires should be able to just blast through. And it has done up into turn 1, the late break again. Oh, down the inside goes the Alfa Romeo with a long lunge, but lost multiple positions of it. He's just too far back to make it stick. Akebelito says the fastest lap of the race on those soft tyres. And Mitchell right on the back of BR4. This one might hot up on the way to the line, and they're going to go through the hill. Mitchell maybe looks to the inside this time. The move was too aggressive on Heidelberg, you are right. BR4 is just desperately attempting to break that toe. He's going to need to try again. Mitchell with the slipstream. May be able to do something here. They go down the long straight into the third sector. Is that Ferrari going to be able to do anything to the Alfa Romeo? It's not. It's too far back. Is Sven going to be able to do anything to Audacity? It's not. He's also too far back. Mark is too far back to make sure that decision was a good one. Audacity is going to lose a good chunk of positions here. Going to lose all the way down. Well, Mark's going to get... Mark and Yarlo come together there. Little bit of a collision. Say a little bit of quite the swat. BR4 closing on Bambino, but it's been poorly Orange's day. And as long as he doesn't fuck the final corner, he doesn't. And he's going over the line. His debut is a win here in ALR at the USA, at COTA. And he's done it in some style. Bambino comes over in second. BR4 extends the gap to Mitchell. He comes over third. Mitchell in fourth. Swen in fifth. The medium tyres hung on for long enough, just about, probably with the help of that late safety car by Heisenberg. Mark comes sixth in the end. His decision to pit onto the softs was not a good one. Yarlo seventh, Heisenberg eighth after his crash. Audacity ninth after penalties. Alu 10th. Got yellow flag in sector 3, and Joe has to top off what has been a really poor day with yet another spin and some donuts. And it's been a day to forget for Joe, but a day to remember for Paulie Orange. And he's done it in style. Bambino gave him as good as he could have got. But at the end, it was just not enough. And there you go. Let's see if we can get some interviews going. Let's see if we can get some of these going. Well then. That's your day. That's how it's ended here. Round 5 goes to Paulie Orange. Debut and, well, one hell of a drive. Shows he's got the metal. Shows he's got enough time, possibly, to be able to tuck this one away. Maybe enough time to put himself in a title fight. BR4 extends the gap to Mitchell. Samuel wasn't actually... Just seeing if we can get anyone in. But yeah, that was quite the entertaining race to watch, to be completely honest. Albeit, it was just a case of we're seeing where things went. The safety cars definitely threw a good chunk of everything else. Definitely thrown off, that's for sure. Well then, it doesn't look like we're going to get any sort of interviews, I don't think. No point if we're not getting anyone on the podium to do one, I know that much. But yeah, what was your guys' opinion of that race? I enjoyed that one. There's spins galore though. Spins galore. But yeah, by the looks of it, it doesn't look like we're going to get anyone for interviews. And with that then, if Mitchell or fraud. Ah, well. Guys, he cost me money again. Oh, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. So you now owe him a couple of rounds, don't you? Well then. But yeah, that was rather, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that. But yeah, the fact that we don't actually have anyone on the podium to do interviews with, they don't want to. I feel like we should probably at least have one. But with that, don't forget to go and check out sponsors, Aniba, Driver61. Those guys are great. But with that, I'm going to say goodbye in a bit.